The Himalayas. The very name whispers of snow and wind, of silent peaks that have watched civilizations rise and fall. They are not just mountains. They are a feeling, a presence that looms large in our hearts and on our maps. From the bend of the Indus River in the west to the mighty Brahmaputra in the east, this colossal range runs for about 2,400 kilometers. A formidable and beautiful barrier separating the plains of India from the high plateau of Tibet, shared by India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, and Pakistan. The story of the Himalayas begins 50 million years ago, when the great landmass of India began a slow but relentless journey northward across the vast Tethys Sea. When the two colossal landmasses finally collided, the immense pressure buckled and folded the Earth's crust, lifting ancient seabed sediments skyward. The sediments of the Tethys seabed were lifted, crumpled, and thrust skyward, forming the beginnings of the world's youngest and highest mountain range. The fossils of ancient sea creatures found high in the Himalayan peaks are silent storytellers of a lost ocean lifted to the heavens. The northernmost and highest range is the Great Himalayas, the Himadri, a continuous wall of rock and ice with an average height of over 6,000 meters. It is a realm of permanent snow and vast glaciers, where the air is thin and the cold is biting, composed of ancient granite at its core. South of the Himadri lies the Middle Himalayas, the Himachal, more accessible and gentler, with altitudes ranging between 3,700 and 4,500 meters. The slopes are covered with dense forests, and the valleys are lush and fertile. This is home to many famous hill stations where people escape the summer heat. The southernmost Shivalik range, the Outer Himalayas, are the foothills with an average height of just 900 to 1,100 meters. Made of unconsolidated sediments, gravel, sand, and mud, brought down by rivers and compressed over time, they represent the final gentle sigh before merging with the northern plains. Nestled between the Lesser Himalayas and Shivalik Range are longitudinal valleys known as duns, wide, flat-bottomed valleys that were once temporary lakes. When rivers cut through the Shivalik Range, these lakes drained away, leaving behind wonderfully flat and fertile valleys ideal for agriculture, including fragrant basmati rice. Where the main Himalayan arc takes a sharp bend at the Brahmaputra Gorge, a different mountain chain begins, the Purvanchal, or Eastern Mountains. Unlike the towering peaks of the main Himalayas, the Purvanchal is a series of lower hills covered with dense tropical rainforests, nurtured by heavy monsoon rains. In Meghalaya, the abode of clouds, we find the Garo, Khasi, and Jaintia hills, named after indigenous tribal communities and famous for receiving some of the heaviest rainfall on Earth. This intense rain has carved a unique landscape of deep gorges, roaring waterfalls, and incredible living root bridges, woven by local people from rubber tree roots. From their icy wombs emerge three great river systems: the Indus in the west, the Ganga in the center, and the Brahmaputra in the east, the lifeblood for millions across the subcontinent. The most sacred is the Ganga, beginning as the Alaknanda and Bhagirathi, meeting at holy Devprayag, fed by the Gangotri Glacier and joined by the Yamuna from Yamunotri Glacier. These rivers carry not just water, but fertile silt, creating one of the world's most productive agricultural regions, connecting mountains to sea and sustaining vast portions of humanity. The Brahmaputra, known as Yarlung Tsangpo in Tibet, makes a dramatic U-turn around Namcha Bawa to thunder through Assam before joining the Ganga in the world's largest delta. The Great Himalayas harbor vast glaciers, slow-moving rivers of ice that are storehouses of fresh water. The Gangotri Glacier, 30 kilometers long, feeds the Bhagirathi River. The Siachen Glacier, over 76 kilometers long, is one of the longest glaciers outside polar regions, a formidable high-altitude battlefield of ice and snow. Towering above these glaciers are the supreme monarchs: Mount Everest at 8,848 meters, Sagarmatha in Nepal, Chomolungma in Tibet, the ultimate symbol of challenge. Kanchenjunga, the five treasures of snows, stands at 8,586 meters, the third highest peak and highest in India, revered as a sacred guardian deity. Mount Kailash, at 6,638 meters, holds unmatched spiritual significance, a uniquely symmetrical pyramid revered by billions across 4 religions. For Hindus, it's the abode of Lord Shiva. Pilgrims from around the world undertake difficult journeys to circumambulate this sacred mountain, believing it brings spiritual liberation. The Himalayas are India's great northern wall, intercepting moisture-laden monsoon winds from the Indian Ocean, forcing them to rise, cool, and release life-giving rain over the subcontinent. Without the Himalayas, these monsoon rains would sweep into Central Asia, leaving northern Indian plains a dry desert. They also shield against bitter cold winds from Siberia. Throughout history, they've served as a formidable physical barrier, protecting India from northern invasions and allowing unique cultural and philosophical development in relative security. Today they remain our ultimate defenders, source of great rivers, home to famous hill stations like Shimla, Darjeeling, Mussoorie, Nainital, and Manali, and holy places such as Amarnath, Kedarnath, Badrinath, Gangotri, Yamunotri, Vaishno Devi, and Hemkund Sahib, maintaining ecological balance and harboring priceless biodiversity. In every sense, climatically, historically, and ecologically, the Himalayas stand as India's greatest natural asset, a benevolent guardian watching over the plains. They are a wall that does not just divide but nourishes and protects, a true friend to the land of India, connecting us to the eternal rhythm of mountains, rivers, and sky.